Hello, and welcome to the Go There Do That podcast. My name is Ethan, and we're joined today by Heather and O'Malley. And we are going to talk about Meridian State Park in Texas. But I'm going to pretend I don't know anything about it. So I'm going to be asking Heather some questions. Mm-hmm. Number one, where is it?
Well, Meridian is in Meridian, Texas.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
It is like most convenient to like the DFW area because it's like less than a 2-hour drive. But for us in like the Austin area, it's only like 2.5 hours. So definitely one of the more like convenient parks for us to visit. And then like from Houston, it's about 3.5 hours, and same from San Antonio. I think from like any direction, you do have to take I-35 for a bit. But once you get off, you start to realize that you are headed towards a state park, because it starts to get pretty, and it's like in the hill country, which is known for its beauty. So yeah, no exception there.
So what are some amenities that it offers? What are some features about it?
It's a pretty, well, I said small and you told me to say quaint in my blog.
Quaint.
So it's a pretty quaint state park. It only has like 8 full hookup campsites. And those 8 sites are also like the only campsites that can accommodate anything over 19 feet. So like, if and when we do finally like go back, we have a 21-foot van now, and so we only have 8 spots like to choose from. So I think it can be kind of like hard to get in sometimes.
Into the quaint spots?
Yeah. And then there's 6 electric sites, but you have to be smaller than 19 feet to get in them. And then there's 8 primitive camping spots. And that is where we stayed the first time. And the only time that we've been there. But the primitive sites were really, really cool because they were huge. Like where we stayed at in Site 24, it was huge. Like that's the biggest campsite we've ever had.
Not so quaint.
Not very quaint as far as that goes. And it was like right on the lake and really private, like surrounded by trees. And one thing though about the primitive sites that was a little rough for us in our beginning stages of camping, as we were getting used to everything, was that the bathrooms were pretty far from the primitive sites. So like not walking distance, like we had to drive, and we had the dogs with us, so it was like a whole event to go to the bathroom. So just don't hold it too long, because it'll be an adventure. So
imagine what having kids is like.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I just had to throw that out there because
just something to think about. But it was really cool. That's really like one of the only times we've done primitive camping in the fact that you just like don't have electricity and water. Done plenty of that, but it was probably like the most kind of isolated, which does feel kind of silly to say because you could literally like drive up to your spot. Like you can park in your spot. You're not like hiking into it. But as far as like being away from like your neighbors kind of and other anemones in the park, it's like one of the most primitive places we've been, I guess. But yeah, but I do think that because it's so quaint, it kind of added to, like, it's pretty quiet there, like pretty chill, because there's not a whole lot of spots and people and
unless there's wind blowing through the trees.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a cool sound though. Once you're used to it,
right?
It can get noisy with the wind, but it's
right.
neat.
Well, it's almost like so quiet that it's loud.
Oh,
so
yeah.
So then, like,
that's
nature is loud. So, yeah, like the wind.
Yeah.
And, like, all the little critters at night, like, you could, like, hear everything.
Yeah.
But
It has a vulture forest.
Yeah, we did see a lot of vultures.
Mm-hmm. They just hang out there. Nothing to be afraid of. It's just a thing.
They were just around. I don't know if that's like that all the time either. There might have been...
Who knows?
Some event. I don't know.
A lot of death where we went. I don't know.
I don't know.
So speak to the vibes. What are those like?
So the vibes of Meridian, very like quiet, chill, serene. It does have a lake. So Lake Meridian is there in the park. It's like this 72-acre lake, and it's like inside the lake. So some of the other state parks that we have talked about and have gone to.
Wait, you said inside the lake?
Oh, yeah. Inside the park.
Oh, okay.
Is what I meant. Sorry. Thank you. So a lot of the other state parks that we've been to, like the lake that's in the state park also has like access from other places. So it's like you can enjoy the lake from the state park, but then also, there's people who might live on the lake or other access points outside of the park, but the lake is like completely inside.
And no wakes? Park. No wakes allowed?
Yeah, and it's a no wake lake. So it kind of adds to that kind of peaceful, chill, quiet vibe. Yeah. So, I mean, I would consider, like when we go back, I would want a paddleboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the lake.
Yeah, that would be cool. It would be
way easier to paddleboard compared to some of the other places that we've been to because...
Yes.
Yeah, you don't have all the movement. Although I did look into it, and it said that there is a designated swimming area, which we didn't like check out when we were there. But
we saw it from a distance.
We did. I don't even remember.
Just like a little dock there.
Just a dock.
Yeah, it's just a place to get in.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like, I don't know that I would get in any other area because the shore was like really lily pad. There were like lily pads all over the shore, and so like if those touched me,
then what?
I would leave. Like my soul would leave my body.
Whoa.
So.
Wow.
So yeah, there's some, but I don't know. I think the water, if I remember, was like pretty clear and stuff. So once you get like through the lily pad area, which I'm sure is what the designated swimming area is for, so that you can kind of have a dock to get past the lily pads.
Those
probably safe.
Those lilies, are they the ones that make you leave your soul, leave your body? Are those specific to Meridian, or is that just
anything touching me?
Oh, okay.
In the water is not ideal.
I didn't know if that was a unique feature of Meridian as well.
No, I guess it is unique because I don't always see like a lot of. I think lily pads are beautiful. Mm-hmm. Like when we went to Colorado and that one, it was like. Anyway, I guess I should stay on track.
Whoa, careful.
But one of the lakes was
don't want to talk about anything else.
Yeah.
No other experience that you've had.
Well, I might go. You have the potential of me talking about it for 30 minutes and then forgetting what we're talking about.
So lily pads are just.
Lily pads are pretty. I think that they're like cool. Like they add a certain like vibe.
Oh.
But I don't want to swim in them.
Nobody swims in them. Yeah. You're just saying that. If like some mossy, some kelp, some little
algae,
with your bare feet,
nope.
Then that's just. But maybe that's there is a lot of biology there.
Yeah, which was beautiful and made it really cool. But I don't know if I'd want to swim.
Well, because
paddleboard,
when you like think of a place to get in and swim at, you want like a beach with it's eases your
see the bottom,
eases your way
ideally.
Yeah
exactly.
You're not okay, I get it. No sea monsters.
You're following me now. So there isn't a crazy amount of hiking at Meridian. There's like 5 miles of trails. However, the hiking at Meridian was like some of my favorite hiking that especially at that point, it was like our 5th state park to visit. And so, hadn't been like on a whole lot of trails, but the trails there are a little bit more challenging compared to some of the others that we'd been to that were just kind of like flat, straight, pretty accessible, easy trails. Some of the trails there were a little bit more challenging, like the Bosque hiking trail. It's like 2.2 miles, and it goes around the lake. But there is some like, Texas elevation gain, like hill country Texas elevation gain. So it's nothing too crazy, but it does make it a little bit more challenging. And there was some like climbing, in a sense of, in my brain, when I'm thinking of climbing, I'm not thinking of like you're needing a whole pulley system.
Be specific
It's
with
just
what you're
that
talking about.
You're like walking up steps that aren't steps, like rocks.
Paint a picture with words.
How was that?
Challenging.
Yeah.
It's not a paved concrete trail.
Right.
You might...
Or even really dirt. Like, there are some, like, rocky areas.
You're saying you might slip if you're not careful.
Yeah.
And hurt
but
something.
it was, like, fun. That was, we hadn't done a lot of hiking, period, at state parks or otherwise at this point. And so it was kind of, like, the first time I realized, like, what type of hiking I liked. Which would be, like, something that is a little more challenging. And then also, like, gives you pretty scenic views, because you'd get off into this like rocky outcropping and you'd have this beautiful like above view of the lake, and then there'd be a scenery change and you'd be like kind of in this like foresty area, and so I like basically like stimmies, so like a variety of like scenery and a little bit challenging is like my favorite type of hiking. And that was like one of the first hikes like that we'd ever done, and so I liked it. It was exciting.
Yep, it puts all five senses to good use, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Well, what else you got?
That's pretty much it. Just quaint, peaceful, quiet. There's a lake there, and some like fun, a little bit more challenging hikes.
What more do you want?
Exactly. It was a solid state park for sure.
As opposed to a liquid state park.
Yes. What were your thoughts on it?
That was good.
Yeah. What did you like about it?
That Site 24 had trail access right at the spot, so that was cool. We had
that's always nice.
It's always, it's not like the spot can make or break the park. It's more like
it elevates it.
We lucked out with this spot, but I think you can find that in any spot that you have. Oh, we lucked out with this one. When you go to it, it's just
depends on what your
because if you're right next to a trail, it's like, there's people walking right next to us, so
that's true.
You can, but it's camping right next to a lake, and it's really cool because there's not, it's just nature, it's got it all.
Naturey.
It's got it all.
Naturey. Yeah.
So
which made me uncomfortable at times at that like stage in our lives and our camping adventures. Like it was like the nature was kind of like overwhelming for me at that point, just because I was like still figuring out if I even liked camping, period. And then you were like taking around cameras and recording like our adventures and stuff too, which kind of added like an element to it. But there was something about Meridian, though, because even, like, as kind of unsure and, like, uncomfortable as I was, with myself, too, like, not because of the park, other than, like, having to drive to the bathroom, there was something about Meridian that, like, made me be like, okay, like, but I do like... It's uncomfortable, but I like being out here.
Something
so
about
it was just so pretty. I don't know. Yeah, it was so pretty. Like you felt so like kind of isolated and like away. Yeah, there was something about it. It had like a little magic to it, It
wasn't the distance from the bathrooms?
That what?
I don't know. There's something about it. I'm trying to
There's something about...
help you name.
No, I was trying to say that there was something good about it. Like,
Yeah, I know.
there was, like, a certain energy about it that was, like... Yeah.
Vibe.
Yeah.
That's why you include the vibes in your blogs, because it's
I think it's important.
Yeah. But a vibe, you can only... You can draw a circle around it, but you can't really say what's right in the middle of it.
Right.
It's what you're trying to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's nothing tangible. You can't read it in a book, right? Or hear it on a podcast. It's an experience.
Yeah.
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 Right. Yeah.
Well.
But I would recommend going. I guess, I don't know though. Like, I'm not super... I don't think that there's any that I wouldn't recommend going. So I don't know. You might like watch these and be like, I like all of these. But they definitely all have like their pros and cons. But I think I'm never going to be like, this one sucks, because somebody else could totally love it, you know?
I don't know how anything that's...
So I'm never going to be like, don't even consider it. Because it's like, also like it could just be your experience there, you know? Because it's like, if we had gone and it like we got rained out or something and like had a terrible experience, then like...
Well, that means you didn't prepare for the right weather.
Right, which I was afraid of.
Yeah. So
the whole time we were there. But it didn't rain.
Well, see, you're not supposed...
But that's on like me.
Yeah,
so then I'm like, I'm going to try to be like factual and give you the vibes and like, yes, talk about our experiences, but like take it with a grain of salt, because even if I do have something less than positive to say, like it doesn't mean that it's not a good, you know?
So is the point, as with anything in nature, don't take anything emotionally with you, because you'll leave with that too, right? But if you go in with no expectations, you'll leave with more than you thought, right?
Yeah.
Vibe-wise.
Right.
Speaking to the vibes.
Right.
Not saying don't take anything
to
prepare for camping.
I am not the kind of person that likes to go in with I guess not expectations, but no, like, knowledge. I guess that's the difference.
Knowledge of what?
Yeah. Like, well, because I would want to, like, before I'm going somewhere, like, I'm the kind of person, that's why I'm writing the blogs. And it was like, oh, we could do a podcast about each of these places, because that's, like, the kind of person I am, where I would want to, like, know about it a little bit before I go sometimes. But I guess that's not the same as like having an expectation of the place. Just wanting to have a little
context.
Yes. Yeah.
Because, it had a lake. I didn't know it had a lake.
Right.
And then you didn't bring
because it's just called Meridian.
Your swimmies.
Most of the ones with a lot of the ones with lakes have lake in the name.
That's true.
So it's like a little bonus that you might not realize.
Yep. That's true.
Yeah.
And it's dog friendly.
Yeah.
Right, O'Malley?
Yeah.
He's sitting next to Heather.
Yeah, he's finally settled himself.
This whole
down.
time
he was like fighting me.
Yeah, this whole time he was trying to say, like, I don't know what he was trying to do.
I think he wanted pets. But,
yeah.
But I know if I pet him too much, he starts licking me, and nobody wants to hear that on the mic.
Nope, I don't want to hear it. I also forgot to introduce Smoosh. He's sitting right behind me.
Oh, yeah.
But he's asleep.
He's not quite asleep. He's got one eye open.
Oh. Okay.
Oh,
he turned around. Okay. That was funny. Well, I guess short and sweet.
Yeah.
I guess
before I start sneezing and coughing.
Oh, you don't do that.
Yeah.
Seasonal stuff rolling in. I guess the parting words may appropriately be to go there and do that.
Yeah.
At Meridian. It has a lake. It's not Lake Meridian. The state park isn't, but you get to see a lake.
Yeah.
And
overall good vibes.
The vibes are good. Anything else?
I don't know. Maybe just I would say plan your trip in advance, because there are limited spots, but then also I was not planning in very far advance when we did get our spot. But we also only got to stay we only stayed one night, because I could only get one night. So it might be one that you kind of put on your radar further out so that you can enjoy it and go.
Neat.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening, ladies and gentlemen.
Go there.
Oh, you're going to say
Oh.
it. Okay, go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, go there, do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Okay.